Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all raise our kundalinis, give bandhan to our place, give bandhan to our asan, give bandhan to ourselves, and get ourselves settled to be in a meditative state. Let's offer the three Mahamantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Shri Maha Saraswati Shri Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll take the name of Sri Ganesha and offer his mantra. Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Let's take his name again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganeshaya Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. We'll take his name 2 more times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganeshaya Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganeshaya Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now we offer the mantra of Sri Kartikeya and pray to Shimaji, to Sri Ganesha, to Sri Kartikeya, that all the evil which exists in humans with them, by your grace, kindly destroy it, so that human beings, society, can emerge from the darkness in which it finds itself. Sri Kartikeya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Kartikeya Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Let's offer pranam to Sri Ganesha within us, to Sri Kartikeya within us, and the reflection of Sri Adi Kundalini within us, with a humble prayer that Shivaji, you've been so kind, gracious, made us aware of all the beauty, the bliss the spirit that resides within us. As your instruments, we now pray to you that kindly rise in human beings across the globe so that they can free themselves from the shackles of their egos and superegos in everything that comes with it. Sri Adi Kundalini, Sri Mahagauriyai, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adi Kundalini Shri Mahagauriyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now we'll offer her name as Sri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matraha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matraha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Once more, Shri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shivaji Redley, you're the one who makes us pure, makes us holy. We humbly pray to you. We humbly request you that by your grace, wherever we go, may we emit innocence, purity, chastity, remember who we are, so that whoever we meet, may those qualities be awakened in them. So that this society and this world can start transforming. We have to have that faith in ourselves that we are her instruments. Jai Shri Mataji.
أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر
center known as the Swadhisthana chakra, which also controls the aortic plexus outside, is governed by a deity which we know very well is Brahmadev. And his power is Saraswati. He has incarnated only once on this earth, and you'll be surprised if I tell you who was that. Is Hazrat Ali. He was the son-in-law of Muhammad. उस दिन मैंने ये नहीं बताया कि ब्रह्मदेव जी ने एक ही बार इस संसार में जन्म लिया, एक ही बार, उसकी कोई वजह थी। और आपको कहने पर आश्चर्य लगेगा कि हजरत अली जो थे, जो मोहम्मद साहब के दामाद थे, वही एक अवतरण संसार में ब्रह्मदेव का हुआ था, एक ही बार। ये भी बड़ी कमाल की चीज है कि लोग मानेंगे ही नहीं इस बात को, लेकिन आप लोग अगर वाइब्रेशन में देखें तो आप समझ लेंगे कि मैं आपसे झूठ नहीं बता रही। इसलिए जिनको लिवर आदि की तकलीफ हो जाती है, या इस चक्र के कारण जो डायबिटीज की तकलीफ हो जाती है, इम्बैलेंस की वजह से, जो मैंने आपसे बताया था, जो रजोगुणी लोग होते हैं उनको जो तकलीफें हो जाती हैं, उन सब तकलीफों का इलाज है हजरत अली साहब का नाम लेने से भी वो तकलीफ ठीक हो जाती है। बड़े आश्चर्य की बात है, पर है सही, क्योंकि हजरत अली साहब दामाद थे मोहम्मद साहब के, और मोहम्मद साहब जो है वो राजा जनक के अवतरण है। एंड हजरत अली इज अ वेरी वेरी ग्रेट incarnation where only once Brahmadeva has incarnated, and he has incarnated as Hazrat Ali. So these people are so great. You cannot criticize them. They are so great. Every word that they have spoken is a mantra. Everything they have told you about these namaz, it is nothing but Kundalini Jagruti. Sahaj Yoga is the integration of all the truth of life. And I can prove it to you on the Kundalini that what I say is the fact. Is the fact. Unless and until you take Hazrat Ali's name, your Swadhisthana chakra cannot be cured. And all the Sahaj Yogis know about it. And in the Sahaj Yogi Puja, we have to take the name of Muhammad Sahab again and again, and that of Hazrat Ali. And also we have to take the name of Jesus, the Lord, who is the Ashraya of all this world, described by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He was the Mahavishnu.
It is the time when on Tuesday is the birth day of Sri Hazrat Ali. He's such a great personality, such a blessing to the whole mankind. And he fought against these horrible asuras, the ones who call themselves Muslims, who defied everything that Prophet Muhammad taught and made a mess of everything. So today, it is as Sahaj Yogis for us to not only recognize his greatness, but to be aware that he exists within each one of us. And what he did when he opposed these Sunnis who created this horrible version of Islam, totally anti-Prophet Muhammad. He fought against them, he stood against them, he challenged them. But it was to be what it was. Same. In Sahaj, as Sahaj Yogis, we have to uphold everything that she taught, how she taught it, what she wants us to be. Stop using our brains. Just obey and stand up for the truth the way it is, without any compromise. It doesn't mean that you go and have to fight, but you have to stand up and stand up on truth. So putting our attention on our Swadhisthana chakra, let's offer the name of Sri Brahmadev Saraswati. And then after that, we will take the name of Sri Hazrat Ali and Sri Fatima Bi. Sri Brahmadeva Saraswati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now, as we offer the name of Sri Hazrat Ali and Sri Fatima Bi, let us also take that solemn vow within ourselves that we will embody all your qualities, channelize your powers, kindly bless us so that we become worthy instruments to carry out this divine work. Sri Hazrat Ali, Fatima Bi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Hazrat Ali Shri Fatima Bi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. One more time. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Hazrat Ali Shri Fatima Bi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. We offer the names of Sri Hazrat Ali and request him, pray to him that kindly manifest within us. Bismillahir-Rahman Il-Rahim. In the name of Allah, our Father, the Beneficent, the Merciful. La ilaha Ali, La Safi Ali, Zulfikar. There is no hero like Sri Ali. There is no sword like Zulfikar. Thus said Prophet Muhammad. Verily, you're the commander of the faithful. Sri Amir al-Muminin. Now we'll take the mantra. Shri Amir al-Mu'minin. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ali Amir al-Mu'minin Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For verily you're the father of the soil. This was a name given to Sri Hazrat Ali by Prophet Muhammad when he saw him asleep, covered with dust, also because of his lengthy prayers, with the head bowed to the ground. Sri Abu Turab. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Abu Turab Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For verily you're the Lion of God. Shri Asadullah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Asadullah Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily you're the one who's the fighter. Shri Safdar. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Safdar Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're verily the one who wields the legendary two-pointed sword. Shri Zulfikar Kabad. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Zulfikar Kabad Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. The name Hazrat is a title which means your honor or your holiness. And the name Ali means the one who's exalted. And this was a name given to him by Prophet Muhammad when he was a child. Keeping our attention on our void, let's humbly take the name of Prophet Muhammad. Hazrat Muhammad. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Hazrat Muhammad Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devai, Namo Namaha. As Sajogis, we should take the pledge that we will manifest and show the world the real Islam, the Islam that Prophet Muhammad taught us. Jai Shri Mataji.
Today in the city of Vancouver, we have gathered here to pray for the country of Canada and also for the Canadian people. Also, we have to know that there are lots of negative forces working, and there has to be some puja to be done to the Mahakali force. So I thought today let's have the puja for Mahakali. So Mahakali puja is the same as you do the Devi's puja, but first the Mahakali force came on this earth. Adi Shakti came as Mahakali and created Sri Ganesha. Then she ascended as Mahasaraswati. And with that force she created the whole universe. In that she created this world in a very beautiful manner with great arrangements and organizing. And on that were born human beings, because the temperature and all that was made very congenial for human beings. So this climate has also played a big part on the temperament of the people, on the seeking of the people. Like in India, we can say the climate is very congenial for meditation. It has been a traditional country from ancient times, but from the very beginning we have had seers who were seeking the truth in the jungles. The reason is this, that in India its climate is so good that you can live in a jungle, no problem. So it was easy for them to get rid of all the superficialities of life and to take seriously, go to the jungles, dedicate themselves for finding out the truth. And thus they found out the truth, that it is the Kundalini, it is the force within us which gives us realization. But this group then scattered in different places, and they formed schools, were called, or universities called as Gotras. And in these schools were sent children from the age of 5 years till the 5 years they lived with their parents, and then these children were sent there. And they were given all the education about day-to-day life. Their education system was very different. By their education they made the children very aware about everything. Concentration and a complete celibacy, because all the people in a Gotra could not marry. Even today, supposing I belong to one Gotra, I cannot marry a person in the same Gotra. So it is so much maintained even today. Like in the university, you cannot marry each other. So the children were kept like brothers and sisters, and they felt it all the time, brothers and sisters feeling. In the same way, you see, it has worked out in many ways that the Muladhara Chakra was established very strongly in India. And that's why, though we had many other countries like China, we had old China was there, and also Egypt, then we had Greece, and also Rome. All these countries did not pay much attention to their Muladhara Chakra. And this Muladhara was created by the Mahakali. Mahakali created Sri Ganesha to emit holiness, auspiciousness, wisdom, divine wisdom. And her establishment of Sri Ganesha is also within us on the Muladhara Chakra. But if we do not pay attention to our Muladhara Chakra, then our powers become very big and we start catching from negativity much more. Those who have good Muladharas do not catch so fast. But we are harmed more by people who are negative because they know that we have bad Muladharas and they can affect us. Now all the gurus and all those false gurus came to Western countries because they knew they can affect much more here than in India. Like Rajneesh, nobody would accept such a man. Freud, nobody would accept such a person. But here already Freud had done the necessary harm to people, and they were prepared to become vulnerable to these people. And on that background, these people came here and started acting, and they have been very successful. All of them have been found out to be very loose charactered, and they have been exposed, and it's nice that whatever is negative, whatever is false gets exposed. But still one has to remember that if we have a strong Muladhara, then Mahakali power is the strongest within us. Because as I told you, first she created Sri Ganesha. So all her power are actually expressed in Omkara, which is Sri Ganesha. And this Sri Ganesh power within us represents the complete love of Mahakali and all her powers of destroying the evil forces. They go hand in hand, we should say, like every light has its glory around it, or glow around it. In the same way, the light of Mahakali has the glow as Chaitanya, which is actually nothing but Omkara and Sri Ganesha. Now Sri Ganesha has aspects, as I have told them, that if you see the carbon from the left, you see on the right side Omkar, Om written like that. If you see from right to the left, you see it as swastika. If you see from down below upward, then you see it as a cross. And now they have verified it, they have experimented, and the scientists have found out and have now declared that it is. So that aspect of Omkara which is within us is the right side. But the left side is the swastika. And the swastika is a very, very sensitive instrument that if you use it on the right side, then of course it is alright. It works for construction, but if you use it for left side, in the anti-clock manner, then it is destructive. So swastika, when it is moving in its right direction, clockwise in front and anti-clockwise at the back, if it is moving in the right direction, all negativity is thrown out on the periphery and absolutely they cannot enter in. But if it is moved on the left-hand side, then anybody can enter in. So it is, if you move a swastika, see now, create a kind of a opening. If you make a swastika and see, it opens. But if you move it this way, there's no opening. It goes on closing one on another. So by moving it left side, it starts opening itself to these negative forces. This is exactly what has happened in the West. That they had their Muladhara moving on the left hand side, the anti-clockwise. They went against their own principle of morality, absolutely against Christ, and managed to get all these booths into themselves. Now Sahaja Yoga has one problem in the West, that people don't want to hear that you should be moral. They find it very difficult. If you tell them you have to be moral, they think we are fundamentalist or something like that. But it's a fundamental thing that we have to be moral people. Now they are seeing the results of it, that they have got AIDS, they have got all these diseases, all these troubles. From that they are learning that our Muladhara should be alright, otherwise all these problems can come. But still they don't want to accept it, that they have done mistakes. So this is another ego problem, that they think, oh, they are very much glorified and they should be glorified, they did something new. I mean, if you go and cut your nose, you don't glorify such people. But something like that has happened, and this kind of nonsense is still stabilized, and people don't think much against it. But the sufferings are so much that whatever you may try, the sufferings are there, and they have to accept that they have gone wrong and they have done such a wrong thing, and that's what they deserve. But whatever it is, despite all their, you can say, the foolhardiness or tomfoolery, whatever you may call it, they are to be saved. And something has to be done for them. Because, after all, they are all seekers and they deserve to be saved. But with ego, they don't understand their own benevolence. To them, benevolence is that their ego should be satisfied. So Sahaja Yoga is not like this, that you just put some spirit into somebody and the person feels absolutely elated for a time being and then is finished. But it is something that has to grow. It's a living process. It grows within us. It takes time. And sometimes people get frustrated with it. But we should not. We should know we are the foundations, and this is the most important work we are doing in the history of spirituality. So far, such work has not been done before. So, this is such a big thing that we are doing, and we should be very satisfied with ourselves and should be confident, because this requires people of quality. Not necessarily you should be well educated, you should be highly placed. Though to impress people this might help, but still, if you are deep people, you can work out in no time. If the soil is not good, then the tree has to go deep down. In the same way, when the atmosphere is not good, we have to go deep down. But one should never feel frustrated. One should never feel upset. Because even if you are one person, you are a saint. And a saint brings all the luck, all the auspiciousness to that country. So there's nothing to feel in any way desperate or unhappy about. But try to develop your depth by meditation and by collective sitting down and talking to each other. I'm sure this will work out, and this force of Mahakali will manifest. After this puja, I'm sure something tremendous should happen. As it is, you know that all these false gurus have been exposed and are put on the shelves now, most of them. Some of them have died, some of them exposed, some has happened. Gradually, they will all disappear. We don't have to worry about them. We have to worry about ourselves, that negativity should not fall into us. And the negativity that falls into Sahaja Yogis is the frustration. That they feel we are very few, others are so many, why should we so few? I mean, it's all right. That has to be that way, it doesn't matter. And to have more people is not so important as we should have quality people. We should have very good quality people who are deep, who understand Sahaja Yoga, who know it very well. Because even if you have too many and they don't know anything about Sahaja Yoga, they are useless. So not only that you should have this love of God's divine nature, but also knowledge about Sahaja Yoga. Both things are the same. Actually, if you love someone, you know about that person, everything. When such a thing will happen all over the world, that so many countries will accept such a way, and so many will start talking openly about it on a very high level, then even the countries which have not been able to achieve much results, or we can say cities, will suddenly jump up. I have great hopes from Toronto. Toronto will come up very well, I think, and I'm sure tonight also we'll have lots of people who will be sticking on, because no use having 1,000 people and ultimately 2 turn up. That sort of common experience. So this would be a better idea. And today's prayer should be in our hearts that let us get very powerful Ganesha Shakti. Let us get that. And second should be that this Shakti should destroy all that is negativity. Even not to be collective itself is a negativity. All these collectivity problems or all these negativity problems must be destroyed by this Mahakali power, which will manifest through us. May God bless you.
We will offer a few names of Sri Mahakali. Before that, as Shivaji said, let's just pray to her within us, with our attention within, that, oh Mother, oh Shivaji, verily you're Sri Mahakali. Kindly, by your grace, make Sri Ganesh Tattva within us really strong, so that nothing can affect us, and we manifest the powers of Sri Ganesha. We humbly request you to bless us. And then our second prayer, Pranam Shivaji, verily you're the destroyer of all evil. Kindly destroy all the evil within us, the evil in human beings, so that we may know our own glory and enjoy the bliss of being in your company. Now we'll offer a few names of Sri Mahakali with that complete awareness that not only will we do everything that pleases her, but also pray to her to manifest within us. For verily you're the great black goddess, the seed energy of God's desire, Sri Mahakali. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the divine wish-fulfilling cow, Shri Kamadhenu. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kamadhenu Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily you're the one who's in the form of love and desire, Shri Kama Swarupai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kama Swarupai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the bestower of boons, Shri Varada. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Varadai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily, Shrimadji, you're the one who's the cause of total bliss of this universe. Shri Jagat Anand Karani. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Jagat Anand Karani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now we'll offer the negativity destroying names of Shri Mahakali. So all of them are without Shri. Madhu Ketab Hantri, the one who was the killer of the demons, Madhu and Ketab. Madhu Ketab Hantri. Om Tvameva Sakshat Madhu Ketab Hantri Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the slayer of the demon Mahishasur. Mahishasur Ghatini. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahishasura Ghatini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're the one who's the annihilator of Raktabij. Raktabij Vinashini. Om Tvameva Sakshat Raktabija Vinashini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. So you're the one who was the destroyer of Narkasura. Naraka Antakai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Narka Antakai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. And the last one, this one is with Shri. For verily you're the goddess of fire, hailstorm and fury, Shri Ugra Chandeshwari. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ugra Chandeshwari Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shrimati, verily, your Shri Mahakali. We humbly request you, pray to you. Kindly be awakened within us. Bless us. Make us auspicious and holy. Yes, Shriman.
I'm happy that you all have adjusted yourself in this small space. When there is love and understanding, little space can occupy many hearts. But when there is no large heart, then whatever one may get, it is never sufficient. Today we are going to worship Shiva Tattva within us, principle of Shiva. For all Sahajogis, it's very important because Shiva is the ultimate we have to achieve. Shiva is represented in our spirit. So, to become Shiva is the ultimate aim of everything else. The rest of it is all created. Like Vishnu Tattva and Brahmadeva, just to create human beings, to evolve them and then ultimately lead them to Shiva. That's the ultimate. But human beings get so involved into the Brahmadeva's tattvas that even to get into Vishnu tattva is difficult. They get involved into the 5 elements which have created us. That is the outermost being within us. All the chakras have the outermost, you can say, just the vessel. But the desire to be the spirit is of primal importance in Sahaja. So we have to see inward towards ourselves as Sahajogis. Do we have that desire entirely, or we have still many desires hanging around? See, the greatest problem is of the Nabhi chakra, whether it is in the east or the west. Some people still have hankering for the baser search of food, which is very surprising, even in Sarjava of Nabhi chakra. Then still some people have sense of possessions and money quite a lot. And subtler they grow, still the detachment doesn't develop within them. It becomes subtler. As you grow subtler, the attachment becomes subtler and difficult to get out. Especially people who come up as leaders in Sahaja Yoga or closer to Sahaja Yoga are always under attack. They are attacked maybe by their husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, sons, children, something like that. And that makes it worse. Because all such leaders who are attacked try to displease all the deities by small things here and there. The whole behavior has to be understood that you have become a subtler person and you are rising higher. So naturally the negative forces are going to attack you. Always the front line is under attack, not the back line. So those who are in the front are always under attack. And they have to be very careful as to how they are behaving. For if there is a sly person, he will become sly but subtler slyness. He will not just become the other way now. His slyness will become subtler. If he is a miserly fellow, then he will become miserly in a subtler way. Or say if he is an ego-oriented fellow, then he becomes ego-oriented in a subtler way. But to get rid of these things within you, you have to go to the other side of it. Say if you are miserly, become absolutely generous. Give up everything that you have. Don't be calculated. Don't talk of money. Don't worry about money. If you are extravagant, indulgent too much, you should go the other way down. Unless and until you become juxtaposition, you cannot get rid of these things. Like if you are a hot-tempered man, very hot-tempered, then become so mild that even if somebody beats you, it's alright. Whatever one says, it's alright. That's how you get rid of your habits, which become subtler and subtler. There's another way of dealing with it. Being alert. When you are alert, you start seeing yourself as a separate person with the habits that it has. And then you start understanding why you are behaving. Oh, I understand. I knew you before, 10 years back, before my realization. I know, Mr. You are like this. And then take that juxtaposition against that personality and just shoot it out. Like a person who is a negative left-sided person. Whatever you may do for that person, he'll become subtler and subtler. Suddenly, if it's a girl, she'll start just crying for nothing at all and feeling miserable. It's a boy, if he thinks about analyzes, he'll become an analyzer of Sergio also, in a subtler way. Then what they should do is to stand before the photograph and see the reflection. That's the other one who died. And just try to make fun of that or shout at it. Depends on. If it is an aggressive stuff, it's better to make fun because stupid. And if it is that one that takes aggression, then shout at it. What do you mean by taking aggression? All these things, you see, are keeping you away from reality. Your being has to be cleansed. With your help only I can do it. Many people say, Mother, you are all powerful. All right, I am. And I can do everything. But only thing I cannot surpass your freedom. That's a fact. I cannot cross over your freedom. And when I cannot cross your freedom, you have to cross that. If in your own freedom you come inside, then I'll bestow upon you all the blessings. But if you want to stand outside, I'm not the one to put you in with a pistol. No, that's not the way it will work out. This is one hurdle that Sir Yogis must know, that at every moment you are free and freer and freest. The more free you become, the worse is your situation as far as the facing of the negativity is concerned. Say if there are 4 persons around, they will be first attacked. Naturally, you can understand, the front line is always under attack, not the back side. Though according to the law it should be the back side, because all these horrible negative forces should come from the back. But they are very clever. They know that the back are sometimes drop out by themselves, so no need to go that side. They try the front line. And those who think they are in charge and responsible have to be very careful as to how they behave, how they are responsible, how they work it out. If they are keeping their old habits at a subtler level or they are just fighting it. It's very important. And this is how intelligently you can manage yourself very well. Then once you become detached from all these things, only at mental level, the spiritual level I look after. But at mental level you must come to logical conclusion that I have to fight this nonsensical stuff. I have to be alert about this nonsense that exists within me. Shiva Tattva is innocent, absolutely innocent it is. It's very powerful and extremely innocent. And the secret to achieve it is only just to please, just please him. If you please Shiva, then he may be a Rakshasa or anything. He grants all kinds of boons. But to a Rakshasa he can only grant the boon of longevity, of long life. But to a saint he will grant the Satchidananda state. So, even if he grants anything to a Rakshasa, one should not ask questions about it. He can give him longevity, what does it matter, even if you live for thousands of years and earn nothing out of it, you never get your realization. So to a saint, he gives that eternal longevity which comes through spirit. This is the blessing of Shiva Tattva. While Vishnu Tattva, he gives assent to a saint and light of wisdom to see and understand everything in collective consciousness. And to a Rakshasa, he gives death. He kills. So for people who are not so deep, it seems that why should Shiva give any blessings of longevity to a Rakshasa? These are the characters of these different deities. Now, for example, if a Rakshasa wants to live long, he goes to Shiva, pleases him by praising him, singing songs to him, by asking his blessings, by doing tapas for him, talking about Shiva's innocence. He gets longevity. Sometimes these Rakshasas are better on the earth than in the subconscious. They can be horror. They can gather some more booths to torture human beings. So it's better to keep them in the eyes of Vishnu. He manages them better here than to send them into the subconscious. But Shiva's style is very different from that of Vishnu's style. You have to have all kinds of styles because there are so many permutations and combinations in human beings. If you have one style, what will you do with the other style of human beings? So the style of Vishnu is that if you are trying to be funny, he plays tricks and puts you right. Say, a Sahajogi is not interested, Vishnu, so much in other people, but in Sahajogis. If Sahajogi tries to be funny, say he wants to drink wine, all right, he says, drink wine. He drinks the wine and then he gets hit somewhere, his car falls off, or he's insulted somewhere, something happens to him, he's punished so badly that he says, oh God, what have I done? That's Vishnu. But Shiva is other way now. If you see, Shiva's style is this, that if you drink, he just disappears from your heart. You have a heart attack and you die. He also kills. One kills directly in a positive way, he definitely kills. The another one by recession. If Shiva disappears, how can you exist? That's one way. Second way is that those who are born with Shiva Tattva, like our Sainath was, Shri Sainath, or people like that. Even the Devi sometimes can do that. They drink away all the wines of the world, all the poisons of the world, like Shiva did. So when Sainath found that so many people were smoking this tobacco, he smoked all the tobacco of the world, tried to smoke everything in Maharashtra so that nobody should get it. That's the style of Shiva, to take all the poison into himself and to absorb all the poison within himself. He can deal with the most difficult things. So the one dealing comes through the brain, because Virata is in our brain, acts through the brain. So he plays tricks on you. And that appeals to us because we can see that he's killed someone. So we think, very nice mother, you have punished that person. But Shiva Tattva gives you the problems which normally you cannot see, but works out in a short time like that. Like heart troubles, or a person who has very poor Shiva Tattva can have all the incurable diseases of the world. There nobody is killed. but every minute the person is suffering. That is the way Shiva corrects. In us, when Shiva Tattva is awakened, our priorities change absolutely. I see now that those who have come, say, to India from the West, have changed quite a lot in their priorities. But still, there is not so much change as it should be. They are, of course, 1,000 times better than their fellow beings who are not realized souls. But still, attachment to things, attachment to money is quite a lot. This detachment must work out. Seeing things are not correct in people and the alertness is not there. To give a very, very gross example of this is, I'll tell you, that a gentleman came and he was told that you have to give, say, 11 rupees for puja. He said, on principle, you are not supposed to give. So, you are only paying, even on principle, you are only paying for your food and lodging, not for puja. The other side of it, they will not even see that mother is spending so much for us extra, for which we are not paying. It's not all found. Like this, the other day I said that people are now asking me to pay for this. Now tomorrow they'll say pay for our house rents. It was such a condition once upon a time in London when I started the ashram, that they asked for all the utensils in the ashram, I paid for the rent, paid for ultimately they said we don't have an ironing board, please send us. From that it's not so bad now, of course. But still, if they have to pay 5 rupees for taxi, they will think that, oh, we have to pay for taxis, mother is supposed to pay. But if I pay 7,000, 8,000 rupees for you to go to Haridwar, that's all right. That's good. That nobody wants to find out how mother is paying for us. It's surprising. And this disturbs me very much. That what is your attitude towards them? The pleasing should be done with full heart. Say if you have to buy any presents for your friends or anything, you don't mind spending money for that. But for puja you have objects. For your laundry, you used to pay always. I have seen the laundry bill, I was amazed how much money was. But 21 rupees, the principle was involved. Imagine. Look at it. If you look at it, you'll be shocked at yourself. But that shows, despite all this, you have got your realization. See the generosity. It's very, very, it's very gross. It's very gross. So the detachment from this gross life must go away. But an ordinary villager understands it better because he's innocent. He's innocent because you are not innocent. That's why you see everything from your mind. You think with it. How much we paid, how much this is that, this, that. But an innocent villager, even if he has 4 annas, he would like to do something. Mother, that's all I have. We have a parable in the Bible. And this is what it is. One should see our detachment starts at a very baser level of money. We need not have any friends. What is the need to give to any friends? What are these friends for? Except for Shiva Tattva, what other friend you need? Think of it. Without God, what is your life? So the detachment must start, the priorities must change, and you must know that God is the one who is your friend, who is your father, who is your mother, who is to be worshipped. There is nothing else. Tana mana dana, everything is for God. Of course, I don't want anything from you, you know that. But that should be the attitude of a person. So the first, this attitude comes in a person. Of course, in Sahaja Yoga you have a great advantage that those who have developed this attitude have been helped so much materially that you find the proof of it immediately. The proof is there. And those who do not take to this kind of a thing suffer. So the proof is there. I must give you an example of a goldsmith. I had given him something to be made for the puja. A lot of gold was given, everything. And still, stupidly, he tried to make money out of that. And he got cancer and he died. I didn't do anything. But I knew he had made money. I knew that all. I know lots of things. I didn't say anything to him. Nothing. Never. Never even mentioned. He got cancer and he died. He is no more. Because Shiva Tattva disappeared. This was for a puja. The money of the saints. Something was to be made. And he should not have done it. The proof is just there. Now those who knew him got a fright of their lives. Oh God, now no more of this from us at least. But those who have been surrendered about the money part also, not that I take anything from you, nor do I want anything from you. But still the attitude I am saying is different. They have gone up, they have made money, they are very rich, they are very well to do, they are all right, they get so much blessings. This is the first Nabi Chakras detachment. We should start by putting Shiva on top. Every attachment can be attacked with Shiva Tattva. Because Shiva Tattva is brilliant like a diamond. Brilliant. Every facet can be cleansed out. Very simply through our Kundalini awakening and through our alertness. And after that you can see there are other attachments we have. This is friendship, sympathies, friendships. Sympathies always go to a person who is in need or something like that. You have no sympathies, have tortured so many people. The other way also could be that you hate someone too much, you love someone too much, some sort of a thing like that. So detachment comes that you do not hate nor you love anyone. You leave it to God. Decide. That's a kind of a detachment, that you leave it to God. God, please, that is His responsibility. I am not going to judge. Only thing, I judge them on Kundalini, I awaken their Kundalini. It works out well and good, if it doesn't work out well. So, you have to detach yourself from the responsibility of judging others. Only your judgment is on Kundalini, if it works out, all right. But you are just like a barometer, that's all. Or like a machine that cures. You are not involved into it. So this involvement into personal lives and personal relationships like mother, sister, brother, every sort of a nonsense must be taken out. Now say if your mother is not alright, you must just get after her and see that she is put right. That's very important. Mother has to be alright. If she is not alright, you tell her, I am not going to eat food from your hand. Finished. You get your vibrations alright. You tell her that you better take to realization. Otherwise, I will not have anything to do with you. I'll just come see, talk to you, go away. Show that detachment. Be strong. You must cure your mother. Very important, because mother is a part of surgery. It's very important. But many people I've seen just do not know how to resist. You must protest. Go on protesting, one after another. Because that's the greatest thing you are doing for your mother. What else can you give it to her? Anything you give the whole world has no meaning except correcting your mother for the better life, an eternal life, life of God. Then your wife. The wife is a very dangerous situation. If the wife is negative, she'll go on putting into your head things which will work out at an odd time, and you'll be amazed how you slipped out these things and how you said these things. Why should you have done it? Why did you do this? But the wife is to be told that you have to behave yourself, you have to get all right, nothing big, and there's no compromise. You be in another room, I'll be in another room. You should get well. I am not going to have. Because that is even much more dangerous. Because you know, if the woman is catching, then there are very serious diseases you develop with the Mooladhara problem. So you have to be strict with your wife. You should make her. You should say, I will not eat any food with your hand. I will have nothing to do. I will not talk to you. I'll just come and sleep in another room, and you better not touch my clothes. If you don't listen to me, then I have nothing to do with you. You better, I'm your husband. And whatever dharma I follow, you have to follow me. If you don't want to listen to me, then I have nothing to do. The wife can also do the same with the husband, gradually showing indifference in a way that he understands that it doesn't bring love. That's how women corrected men long time back. Nowadays, of course, women, if you give them something, they are get pleased. Even if there's a keep, as long as you are giving diamonds to the wife, she's quite pleased with the keep. Still in India, it's not accepted. But I have seen in the West, nobody minds. If the husband has 10 keeps, doesn't matter. As long as he is giving you the money, all right, nobody minds it. It's very funny. So, wife's relation, mother's relations, husband's relations, close relations must be correct. Now, children must be guarded. You shouldn't allow your children to go to the wrong things. If they are doing wrong things, they are not coming to Saj Yoga, you are duty bound. You should say, I am not going to pay you any money. Nothing to you. I will not see your faces. If you do not take to Saj Yoga. What else are you going to give to your children but God? You can do it. All can do it. But one should know, I need not do it. So many people say that, Mother, your husband is not so much a Sajogi. It's all right. I know where to bring him in. I know when to bring my children in. Because if they were in, everybody would have said they have floated a family enterprise. As long as they are out of it is a very good idea, especially in India. So best thing is if they oppose me, I keep all of them out. My brothers, imagine, my own brothers, my own, they all have tremendous respect for me, no doubt. Even my brother said that, thank God you are staying in my room now, so the vibrations will be very good for me. What do you think of my vibrations? Everything he says. But he's not a surgeon. I have given realization to all of them, everything is there. If they are not surgeon, he is a part of this. Otherwise, they will be in charge of money, you see. What money you get, now, come now, this is the money, we have all problems. With all these relations around, you don't know. Somebody will go and say, see, Mataji said so. Oh, that's the daughter of Mataji has said so. That becomes. I don't want all these pressures on my head. That's the best way. I wish our politicians understand that. Never have your relations around. That's the best way to administer. If you have your relations around, then you will never do right things. Or even if you do right things, your relations will spoil it. all those who are Sahajogis must know that you should not try to help your relations in a way that they take advantage of Sahajoga. Like if you are a Sahajogi, then you bring your mother and make her sit in front of me. First correct her vibrations, put her right, and then bring her. Correct my father, correct my mother is not mother's responsibility, it is your own. When they are all right, then as you bring flowers to me, bring your relations as a very good present from your family. That's a much better thing than to be like this, that I have to clear. If one is a Sahajogi, all his 3 generations up and down, this side and that side, I have to cure, that is done. Like Mehrotra made me do. So one should detach from these family ties and these emotional imbalances we have, emotional problems we have, by understanding that the only thing that these people should have is Sahajoga. And some people should not be in Sahajoga. Like as I said, my own husband and my daughter and my relations, I keep them out. All such people, if there are any, you should not also have them anywhere near the Sahajoga. You should be discreet to find out. Although all these my relations are very dharmic, extremely dharmic, very good, very self-respecting, all qualities they have got, everything, ready-made, but they are not in Sahajoga. So none of you can say somebody said so, so one said so. It has to be, mother has to say. This detachment has to come. It takes time, especially with Indians. All the time they are worried about their children or a mother or a father. On and on and on and on and on. See, years together, my son, my daughter, my son, my father. All the time now, by God's grace, so many have got rid of all their responsibilities somehow, through Sahajoga or whatever it is. So they are now settled down onto themselves, because you are your own responsibility. So this detachment must be brought, those who are coming to Sahajoga. That we are here to get Sahajoga blessings, we are going to give blessings. Is that right? You should be in the family, alright, if you want to have Sahajoga, you have it. But not to force them on Sahajoga. But you can force Sahajoga on them. The stage has come that you have to talk about Sahajoga to them. In the beginning I used to say don't talk to them. But those who are useless, if they are not to be brought to Sahajoga, tell them you are not good for Sahajoga, better not ask. Then they will come. Some people you should show complete indifference, you are incapable, you are no good, you are too materialistic. Then that person will say, I'll prove that I am. All these detachments take place, and then the detachments are at Navi chakras. You rise up to your emotional side and the heart chakra, and then you have to have the detachment even of a kind of a collectivity that we think is collectivity. I call the fraternity of the bhoots, not collectivity. Always all the useless Sahajogis will form a group, and they'll have a very strong objection to everything that is sensible, and they will have suggestions for everything. There has to be no suggestions at all. There are no alternatives, because Shiva is absolute. Once one said is said. You just do it and see, that's the best. Alternatives will be second best or third best or maybe useless. But there is no alternative for Shiva Tattva. I'll give an example. I told Delhi people that you organize, say, program for 7 days outside with other people. It was sensible because I knew it was to rain. It has to rain also. Rain can be stopped, but it was to rain for all the other villages, you see. We cannot stop them for only Sajogis, can we? Of course, Sajogis are important, so I said let them be with other Sajogis. Now they started an alternative, only thinking that, you see, they won't be comfortable, and I mean it was good, but on another level, that they will not be comfortable with Sajog, another level. But there has to be understanding. If mother has said it, must be done, whatever it is. Even if she says you kill somebody, you have to kill. Keep it like that, to that extent. Keep to the maximum. Even if she says you have to die, you should die. If she says, alright, you tell lies, alright, I'll tell lies. Like Radhaji. She said, what is my punya? What is my papa? I am in his heart. What can I do? Whatever he does. That is Shiva. When it is awakened, you see, it at least recognizes Shiva in me. And it sees that this is Shiva. It understands. Because at Shiva Tattva you don't commit any sins. You are sinless. When you are the spirit, you are sinless. There is no sin in you. If, supposing according to human understanding, if Shiva leaves, a person dies, then it's sinful. Why to leave anybody? It's sinful, isn't it? For all common purposes. Common understanding will think that it is sinful for Shiva to leave the person and make the person die. For example, a lady dies, her children are left behind. Then one can blame Shiva for that see now you went away and these children are now without a mother or without a father, something like that. Because Shiva is sinless. Whatever he does is sinless. So whatever you do is sinless. The idea of sin is finished because who commits sin is your ego. Ego commits sin. But if you have no ego, there is no sin. Because you are not doing anything. You stand in a karma. Say a sun is shining strong, and somebody wants to stand in the sun. Then he gets burns. It is not the fault of the sun. Sun is shining. That's the job of sun. Whatever is the job of the Shiva, he is doing it. He is not sinful. It is our mental attitude makes us think this is sin, this is not sin. But when we have ego, we are committing sins. If you ask a tiger, you are committing a sin because you are eating a cow. He will say, I never knew what was sin. Sin was, I don't know what sin is. It's a story when some missionaries were going away from a village, you see. So the villagers, poor innocent villagers, they got up to thank him. They said, thank God when you came here, you told us there is sin. We didn't know what sin was. For innocent people, they don't know what is sin. Because spirit is innocent, it has no sin. It obeys the other source of innocence. So there is no sin for a person who is the spirit. For Shiva there is no sin. Whether he wants to give his blessings to a Rakshasa or to a saint, there is no sin for him. Because he is Bholenath. He is beyond. He is beyond sin. Whatever he does, he is beyond sin. Because ego cannot envelop him. There is no ego. Because we have ego, we commit sins. Once ego is finished, we are no more there, so who commits sins? When we are not there, who is committing the sin? Shiva can't commit sin, so we are the Shiva, so we cannot commit sins. So all these ideas of giving alternatives at the mental level is also wrong. I give anything I say, immediately there will be 10 suggestions. I try all these tricks with you. because you are used to conferences, you see. So I said, all right, Subramanyam, what do you have to say about it? Because after all, Lord Subramanyam is there. Must ask him. Then I ask Venugopala. Then I'll ask Gavin, Warren, all these people. Now what do you have to say? And then they give their submission. But if you see, in the conference of all the divine deities, there is no suggestion, no suggestion, no alternative. No alternatives to your mother's ideas. Nothing. Absolute. It's absolute. Nobody gives any suggestions to her. Never. No question. They won't listen to you. They won't listen to anyone. There's no question. Such harmony. Complete obedience. And not only they are fixed with their qualities. They are told that you have to do it. They'll do it. This is the difference. Then, try. Sometimes it appears, see, if I say, all right, go this way, you'll find the place, but you won't find. So you'll say, see mother, you said to go this way, that's why we went and we didn't find the church. Now there, it is not that I am saying that you'll find the church, it is I am trying to see what you think. I am telling you my own tricks, alright, so be careful. I'll tell you, all right, go this way. No, you didn't find the church, I'm sorry. I should not have told you, or you should have gone. But that's not true. I must tell you, that's not true. What I am trying to see, what you are saying about this. Now, if you are clever, you would say, I went there, I didn't see the place, but I saw something else, mother. That's the reason you sent me there. Now I know why you sent me there. That's it. Then I know that he's a Sahajogi. But if you say, oh, I went there because I thought I'd find this thing, but it was not there, and you said, finished. If you say that, you said so and it happened. Oh, I did say, no doubt. What I said was just to play a trick on you. Because one of the natures of your mother is Mahamaya. So be careful. How you react is very important for me to see how far you have gone. This is one of the ways you are judged. But for a villager, it's a different thing if you see him. If I tell him, now, if you want me to go to that village, say, take the car or take the bullock cart this way, he'll take it. But there will be a ditch, so I'll get hit. So he'll say, Mother, I'm sorry you got hit, but I could have avoided it. See, so he takes the responsibility upon himself. He takes everything upon himself. Because you asked me, so I had to go that way, but I could have avoided it if I was careful. So this is the difference, not to put responsibility. It's a common human nature, is to put responsibility on somebody else. The best is to put on mother. But in that you lose all your punyas. So the responsibility is mine. I must have done some mistake. I must have done some mistakes. Or else maybe that mother wants me to learn something in this. Every time you do something, I tell you something is just for you to learn something. I don't have to learn anything. Do you think that way? That I have to learn something now anymore? Nothing. So you have to learn something. And that is what, if you understand, then a kind of a detachment will build in you and a surrender. You'll be amazed to be so much relieved of nonsensical headaches that you have and the burdens you carry. If you understand that the whole joke, the whole work, the whole drama is done by mother, and I am just playing into it. It's so simple. That is to be felt, to be understood. And the enjoyment lies in that, not in judging or finding alternatives. You try. Those who have tried it have enjoyed it very much. And so many things. Every minute I give you an example of that. I'll give you an example of Gregor. Last time I went to his house. He tortured my life for his wife. When will she have her delivery? How will she have? Who is going to stay with her? Morning till evening he had one problem. All right, I said, something will be done. You can have this lady to stay. But then how will I go to India? I mean, I was so important. Then he didn't realize that time. See, he thought it was so important to do that. Ultimately, before going, I told him, Gregor, you troubled me too much this time. I said, all right. Then he said, I'm sorry. Then he telephoned me one day saying, Mother, my wife is in for abortion. She's gone to the hospital. There's no chance. I said, forget it. Go back to the hospital. She'll be all right. Went to the hospital. They said a miracle. It's perfectly all right. There's no problem. She's all right. So it came into his head, as he told me, oh, mother is looking after it. Why should I worry? Why should I have buried her? This is first thing. Then the child was born earlier than time, and he came to India. So also I convince you that what I say, what I do, you know that I look after you. But when you take up responsibility upon yourself and start thinking about it, then I cannot help. So just know that leave it to God. It's all for your good, for your hita. Everything is for your hita. Whatever it is. Sometimes I have to shout at you, sometimes I have to correct you, sometimes I have to tell you that don't come here. Some people who touch me, you see, can give me horrible sensations. Then I said, you just don't come here. You don't stand before me. You get out from here. That helps them. But if they stand there, the bhoots will never leave, because the bhoots want to trouble me. So this point, if you understand, you will get completely detached and will know that for our good, for our betterment, we must keep mother pleased, and these things if you do by displeasing her, we are going to be finished. Now, to understand this, what you need, not age, not position, not your qualifications, nothing. You need a wise mind, deep personality. I've seen very young people are so sensible, their parents are stupid, absolutely stupid people. So you just need a wise, deep personality to do it, and that you should try to do. That comes only sticking on to Shiva Tattva, which is a solid thing, which is Shiva, Achala, which doesn't move. Absolute. It is not relative. It's not relative at all. It's not related to anything. Absolute. That gives you the depth, that depth which is required to settle down, to go deep. Shiva is your Guru. Guru is the one that gives you the gravity to go straight down deep into it. बच्चे को हटाइए सामने. बच्चे का दिमाग ठीक है नहीं? ठीक है? शांत बैठाइए. That is very important. And all this, I hope, with the puja today, will try to settle you into that great principle of Shiva. Let your attention, every particle of your attention be filled, sparkled, and rejoice by that blessing of Shiva Tattva. I bless you. May God bless you.
We'll offer we'll offer a few names of Lord Shiva. But before that, let's just try to assimilate what Shimaji said within us. The most important thing is to become the Shiv Tattva, the spirit within us. And for that, everything else is not important. Amen. We, the children of Sri Adi Shakti, bow with complete devotion and reverence and adoration to the Sacred One, our Father, who resides in the heart of Srimadji, and from him comes the desire for our emancipation. Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Shiv Atmanam Shiva Ottamam. Verily, God Almighty, the most auspicious one, you're the bestower of happiness, peace. You're the blissful soul and the highest felicity. Shiva Marga Pranitaram Pranatosmi Sada Shivam. To the Lord God Almighty, who is our guide on the path of holiness, we prostrate before you and venerate and worship you in our hearts. For you're the one who's both loving and the beloved. Sri Vatsala. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Vatsalai Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're verily the preceptor of both the gods and the demons. Sri Devasura Guru. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Devasura Guru Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're the one who's the bestower of all blessings. Sri Shambhu. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Shambhu Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Sri Mataji Sri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who is the abode of the most excellent happiness. Shri Logatara Sukhalai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Lokatara Sukhalai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the bearer of everything. Shri Sarvasaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarvasahai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're the one who's self-supported. Shri Swadhritai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Swadhritai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Verily, you're the Lord Almighty. Shri Ekanayakai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ekanayakai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. And verily, you're the darling of Sri Mataji, Shri Srivatsalai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vatsalai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the bestower of auspiciousness. Shri Shubhada. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shubhada Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the supporter of all living beings. Shri Sarva Sattva Alambana Avlambana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sarva Sattva Avlambanai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're verily the one who resides in Mecca. Shri Makeshwar Shiv. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Makeshwar Shiva Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Let's take a minute and within ourselves prostrate ourselves at his holy lotus feet and vow that we'll become that spirit, which is your reflection within us. And we will commit to helping everyone become that spirit too. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll offer Atma Ashtakam and then after that get ready for Aarti.
मनोबुद्धहंकार चेतानिनाहम् मनोबुद्धहंकार चेतानिनाहम् न च श्रोत्रजीवे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहम् मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार चेतानिनाहम् मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार चेतानिनाहम् न च श्रोत्रजीवे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहम् 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 संज्ञो न वे पञ्चवायुः न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वे पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 रागो न मे लोभमोहो न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 न सौख्यं न दुःखं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थ न वेदाय यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुरेव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 विकल्पो निराकाररूपो अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विधुत्वा च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री शिवा पार्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
Can all get ready for Aarti?
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने दिए अवतार, माँ कितने दिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, तू गंगा यमुना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियाला, माँ कर दिया उजियाला। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर, दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री भगवती माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।